Okay, we're back. Appreciate all of your patience. Thank you so much for giving that time. We are going to be going into the knife round of what is, again, the grand finale. The winner of this map will be going to the IEM Asia RMR event that is going to be, of course, wait, is this decided? Okay, it must be decided, all right.
Yeah, they know which side they're starting off on. They just have to do the knife to figure it out.
Very good. Okay, so, as I was mentioning, winner, we go to PAX, October 7, 8, 9. And obviously, you know, the sole chance at having an Australian representative at the major this year, of course, which is going to be Rio. Big one. Brazil.
Yes, everybody will get shade thrown at them if we see a 1 and a 7 as a scoreline. But we'll see. Should be cool, you know. Rio's been, or Brazil rather, has been wanting an event for such a long amount of time. Such, you know, a viewership base in that country. So, should be really cool to actually see how much of a turnout a LAN event will be there. How big of an arena actually can be filled will be really sick to see.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be a similar thing, right? I think it would make sense that we've only got Portuguese casters inside the arena as well. So that's going to be kind of wild to think about. Anyway, irrespective, it's an awesome opportunity to get into a different part of the world. And obviously, as we know, just representing any region at a major is absolutely massive. But we move into Nuke. It was a big one where we did see Not Greyhound win on yesterday's matchup against Encore. And it's been a big dice match there. Ins opening up nicely. Sicko on top of the hut. He will connect and collect. And now it is on to just the remaining 3 members in Encore. Already ArDeraliStair moving straight into lobby with his teammates, so they're happy to do that. Now the utility going in towards top site. Sterling is going to get a rude awakening, I think, in just a second. And this could very well be a clean round as Savage is last alive. And he is stuck at Tetris. So that's the round done and dusted. I think Not Greyhound have had enough.
Yeah, so pretty much carrying over their CT-sided domination from the previous map over in towards Nuke right now. We did see some dominance from them in yesterday's rendition of this matchup, so we're expecting a lot of similarities. We're hoping for some differences, specifically on the side of Encore to be positioned on through. But we'll have to kind of wait and see that when they do get the rifles in their hands, because no bomb plant, of course, means no purchase coming in towards this round. See what damage they can deliver, but it really, for me, is going to be that next round to see what they're going to be able to deliver. Because if it falls flat, it might be a very hard match.
I think the important thing here is that Not Greyhound are having a very, very strong start. You know, opening with that pistol. The pistol is usually the most important, I guess you could say, to kind of get a little bit of Nuke momentum. You know, if you get those 3 free rounds, very, very big. But now it's just going to be in with the rifles here. Now, I'm thinking back to what we did see. Encore, they did pick up the first 3 rounds, didn't they, against DGG before they did revert for a little bit and not collect anything until the end of the half, pretty much, wasn't it? Before the, was it a 10-5 half?
10-5, yeah.
10-5. So they only ended up getting 2, which was towards the end of the half. So if you think about right now, that's Not Greyhound already taking away those early 3 rounds. And Encore basically having to fight the really, really tough battle on this T side to start off on Nuke.
As they take it down relatively low as well, he'll want to make sure his utility is used nicely at least to afford something in toward this round for the team. And remember, this is the first buy to come through from Encore. It's not the greatest buy. Not too much utility remaining now. You got Savage with a Galil as well. And on the flip side for Not Greyhound, they will have a pretty comfortable purchase in the next one. They've got MP9s and Famous here. So we'll still see what damage they are going to deliver. But it is a bit of a spread round at the moment for Not Greyhound. We do have Encore waiting outside the lobby. Waiting to see when they're going to pop in towards the A side or if they're going to try and shimmy down the vent. Annex spoke off. Actually, no, it kind of was biffed.
Now they are stuck in an awkward sort of line right now. They did have some spacing. Ins gets the Molotov down towards Secret, but he doesn't have the read here. They are going to rotate their way back over towards the ramp. Gratisfaction outside does sneak into Secret, and Liaz is actually going to be ready for this one. He turns away from the flash at the opportune time, and that is going to be 2 for 1 as the trade does come through from Hazard, but ArDeraliStair already in a great position. I think he's watching towards the vents. Gratisfaction has already found his way down. Vexite into the vents might be a bit scary, but the timing is right. That's going to be a really big win there. And now it's all left onto just Azza, and I think he's going to walk straight into the door. Does get one, but Vexite with the trade. That's AK's recovered. That's AK's secured 3 now for the Not Greyhound side, and another eco for Encore.
Yeah, that round has been absolutely pilfered, hasn't it? Not Greyhound, really wise ideas in that one to get all those frags as well. I guess a little bit assisted by the missed smoke that Azza threw. Intention to go over toward the annex, but it kind of blocked out their pathing, which is a little bit unfortunate. And the round spiraled down from there, where they walked into the hands of the close proximity submachine gun, but can spray it on down. Famis as well assisting there. So some good trades. AK stolen. Alistair with Yorp in his hands now, and it's just these D-Eagles to come through from Encore, the Deco. See what damage they are going to find again, but I think really the big question right now, Mitch, is just again, like we were saying on Mirage, right? What does the T side have to show for Encore?
Understandably a challenge, you know, but the experience is there enough. They just have to, you know, hope for a couple of brute forced rounds as Liaz parks up 3. Should just be a finale here as well. Okay, 7 HP, and Inns gets the spot, gets the job done. And now it's 4 consecutive. An excellent start, bolstering out their rounds nice and early. You know, I really do sort of want to see like a 10, 11, 12 round position for Not Greyhound to set them up if they are wanting to take this one cleanly, because I know that Encore have got the fight left in them. They will be the ones taking the task, putting up the challenge to really, really make them work for the...
For sure. You know, it's very similar vibes that we were getting where Encore start off a series strong and then it kind of falls by the wayside and we get a better showing from Not Greyhound. Very big repeat from what yesterday showcased to us. Remember, 16-4 was the scoreline. Encore really didn't get anything happening, so if they can get a couple of rounds early on their belt,
here we go.
On the T side, it would be huge. And on that, Azza and Hazza able to open up in towards the A site. Liaz to at least find one in towards Grattan. Some extra damage attempted, but a bomb plant down is great for Encore. Now they have to protect it.
Oh, this is awkward. I don't know if they're actually going for this fight here. Where's Azza on the other side of the vents? He's just going to be chilling. Alistair moving his way in. They definitely look keen for some level of a duel, but there's an opening. Oh, this is actually massive. There's the no-scope AK recovered. I don't actually know if you did hear one wrapping around the vents into the site there, but Azza is going to be able to get the catch, and it should be nice and easy. Liaz with one in his back, and he is just going to try and get this exit frag here, make sure he can take down as many as possible. And he should be living on here in this round. So great response for Encore. That's already that gun round on the board. And now more opportunity to continue to push forward here with those 3 rifles being taken through.
Yeah, but we'll still see a pretty comfortable purchase to come through from Not Greyhound as well. The AWP can come on out, which is going to be good for Alistair. He'll be able to still purchase up for everything that they need. So a pretty strong purchase across the board on all accounts, all the utility that you do want. Except for Alistair, I guess he's only wanting 3. He's going to be probably poised on the AWP on a very nice line somewhere around the map, and he's actually going to be taking it towards Outers at the moment, playing from the back of the garage. So a bit of a standard spread around the map for Not Greyhounds. No eggs in, you know, the basket, so to speak. Too many eggs in one basket. Great leg, though, from Ali on towards Hazza and Outers, straight through the box. Gonna make him second guess how he's gonna play the remainder of this round. And for Encore, is it going to be just stock standard, sending out Outers smokes and trying to gain a little bit of control there? Or are we gonna see something a little bit different from them? They are throwing the L smokes at the moment, I do believe. So we'll see what they're gonna be able to find with them. No, it's actually a different rendition of it. Oh no, it is the L smokes, never mind.
It is, but Inns is already moving his way up. Grat has a spot, has a look, but it's only a dink at that distance with the M4. Now they know. A little bit of utility up to stem it for now, as the rest of Encore do start to actually retreat their way back towards the lobby. Does look like it's potentially going to be a top side hit here at this point in time. Sterling going towards the top, as is going to be able to recover that smoke grenade. He's got plenty to work with here. What's Alistair going to do? He's already got that full control, so it is definitely going to be that top side hit in a 5-on-4. 5-on-5 rather, with just a couple of weakened members in Gratisfaction and Azza. Okay, here's that top side hit. Are they going to be able to find it?
Wow, it's a good denial from not Greyhound right now. It's Savage and Sterling to see what they can bring in. Now just Sterling 1 versus 3 would have been great, but Liaz to shut him down. Good, nice little hold from Not Greyhound around the A site once again, and retaining an AK, retaining the AWP, building economy is everything that you want for them to try and get a good clean map.
Their economy's still good. That's going to be the pause to come in. Would assume it would be on the side of Encore. Good time to talk it out. They've got another purchase in the coffer, of course. Gratisfaction Sterling. Plenty of cash money. And it's not quite a reset territory yet. I think a loss bonus should be enough to get them into the next round as well. So it should just be Encore continuing to fight the good fight. Constantly being able to pressure, but not Greyhounds. They've got a little bit of a coffer themselves. I mean, they're not going to be the best if they have to scrape the barrel into the next round. But the first round obviously is looking here, seeing what they can do. Can they continue this lockout?
Another purchase afforded for Encore here, and if it does get dropped, they have to go down toward another eco Mitch. Only the loss bonus that they'll be riding. Don't see anything too sped up for them at the moment. On top of the silo once more, though, is going to be Gratisfaction. Just one of those starts to the round where Encore want to make sure they set up all their utility. Try to get an idea, a sense of where Not Greyhound is going to be playing. Do see that ORDERSicoj is playing with that AWP down at the secret stairs. Tries to reposition to a more affordable position.
Oh, that molly. It is good. It's going to force him off the line, and he's lucky to be alive. You can already see, though, he's super keen to actually go for another peek, but he's going to make the wiser choice and fall his way away. Now they walk into the warehouse, where they can at least start to stabilize a little bit more. Great trade from Hazza. Vexite, though, doing well to find himself that frag, dropping Gratisfaction. Another key member, Hazza, also going down to the hand of Ins. Sterling still stuck on the annex roof. Savage a little way behind in lobby. It's just rough all around here for Encore. They've had some moments of brilliance, but Not Greyhound have definitely been ahead of the curve. That's going to be Ins finding another. His outside control was something that was so important to the practice. And that's Liaz 10-1 right now. He is looking really good so far, and this game is starting to slip away from the hands of Encore. But again, I'm not going to say it's done until we see at the very least double digits from Not Greyhound. And even then, the pistol could mean everything, right?
Yeah. What was the scoreline? Was 14-1, wasn't it? At the halftime yesterday. From memory. I'm just going to bring that one back up. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was 14-1. So we want to see something a little bit better, at least from Encore. But it does give good confidence building for Not Greyhound in their progression. Still, Sterling does have an AK here, and he gets a good trade out in towards the ramp room. A weapon stealable. Let's see what Encore are going to be able to work with.
Straight down the vents. The ramp as well. Ins is going to be able to get a great spot. Awesome start there for him. 3. Oh my god, that is dirty. That is absolutely disgusting from Ins. What a hold.
Mate, he is just super slippery like a squid. Pulling them all down at Davy Jones' locker. Locking it up. Making sure nobody can retrieve him. That is so filthy.
13-3. The man has really stepped up. He had a bit of a slower start on the opening map of Vertigo. But now, you know, again, just like booking themselves the spot. These guys have been under so much pressure. They've had such a rough couple weeks with all the stuff with Order. Now, obviously, certainly not Greyhound. It is looking a little bit more bright for them as the charge continues. You know, to be able to disrespect Encore at this level after what they did to you on Vertigo, and then Mirage was also a real battle. But now, for Savage almost going down to the hands of Sicko. Liaz dancing around the ramps. Encore, they still have plenty of time to make it work with Vexite inside the door. Even takes down Savage before Hazza can revenge.
Close one from Ins as well on towards Azza. Locking them in outers, making sure they cannot pass go, cannot collect $200. They'll be collecting more if they do lose with the loss bonus right now, but Inzil still managed to win that duel against Azza, even blinded. Hungry for a second one, and he's even going to win the duel against Sterling. Things are crumbling right now for Encore, and now it is just Hazza 1 versus 4. He would need an ace to be able to double the scoreline of Encore. And again, the question of what the T side does look for Encore against any other team. Look, maybe it looks a little bit better, but not Greyhound right now. They are hungry for this dub.
Well, again, Inz is 16-3. You know, it's an absolute paradise for him, the outside of Nuke. He's been able to pick up frag after frag after frag. His positioning's been excellent. Liaz also having a good run. And, you know, Gratisfaction yet to get on the board. Hazza did have a moment of brilliance, which did allow them the round. It was Azza's entries as well through Annex that did afford them that opening. But again, as we sort of said, right, it's 8 rounds on this CT side. Won't start to talk about ending up until we do get double digits, but they're out onto the top side again. A disastrous nade as Inz cleans up more. Oh my god! They're eco frags, but there's still something brilliant as Inz looks for more. Liaz will steal one away. Gratisfaction finally gets himself on the board, but Inz is now 19-3. There is no stopping this man right now.
Yeah, it's a bit rough for Encore. They keep walking in towards Inz's crosshairs, but he's making sure that he's running around. He's making sure that he isn't being taken on through. 19-3 in 10 rounds of Counter-Strike. That ADR is certainly looking gorgeous. And he's still going to be able to run away with this map. You were mentioning, Conky, what number you wanted to see from Not Greyhound before you might, quote, call it. Now, one away from finding double digits, almost unanswered, as Encore only have 1 to their name. They do have another purchase right now, which hopefully is going to be good for them to try and establish something, because if they can get, you know, the next 5 in a row and make it a 9-6, that would be good. Even a 10-5 would still be somewhat workable, but it is a mountain to climb. ORDERSicoj locking down over towards ramp at the moment. As the rest of Encore actually creeping down secret.
Another frag found. That's the opening pick onto Savage here. It just feels like all the wheels on the Encore bus have fallen off. Gonna have to take her in for a repair. Give it more time. But again, that's exactly what they're gonna need. Time. And that's what they will find over these next few weeks, these next few months. You know, brand new roster. Great to have Azza back. Fantastic even. Gratisfaction the same. Both members coming out of their last competition being with Extremum in October last year before the roster was benched. Every single member has found a new home. You know, Jacob went to Apex. Liaz came back to Renegades. JKS now obviously finding himself in a spot in G2. But Inz is looking for more. That's a final punishment. 20-4 now his scoreline. As also there has been at least some pressure applied. Vexite still in position. That's a great molly to keep them at bay. But Grat has to clear underneath him, and he's not going to. Vexite, here we go. A bit of a fire up for the young Starlet. As Vexite's also taken names, cash and checks, snapping necks. 10 rounds here for Not Greyhound.
That was
and
filthy.
Encore. Yeah.
Absolutely filthy.
Every single individual. ORDERSicoj's hit a couple of shots. Sicko's been able to deny, but Liaz, Vexite, Inz have just been doing it all. Like, there is no way back into this map now, it feels like, for Encore. And this is where I can finally start to feel like I'll call a GG. Almost. Not just yet.
Yeah, not just yet. Got to see it through, of course. Bit of a pause to come. You would be expecting it on the way of Encore's side right now. Familiar territory, familiar scenes. Only yesterday, they saw a 14-1 first half. And it's not even like we're seeing, you know, Not Greyhound completely change things up, right? They're just doing what they need to do to win a map of CS on Nuke on the CT side, right? Covering bases, getting crossfires, using utility nicely, blocking the vision of Encore. And then, the most important one, hitting your shots. They're doing it right now. They're hardly faltering.
Well, just to have a reverse, like a double reverse sweep.
Yeah.
You know, to lose Vertigo both times, not take the risk, just not want to ban it out. There must have been a strategy there for sure. They didn't look super comfortable on both. You know, Not Greyhound certainly got at least a bit more. It was the 1 extra round this time, 16-8. And then Mirage, they were, oh God, certainly feeling the pressure, but only 1 T-sided round for Encore on Mirage. And, you know, we're only seeing 1 T-sided round for Encore on Nuke, so That's where the development will come in, but that's where Azza has, you know, made diamonds. That's what the pressure does.
Mm-hmm. And the pressure
takes time.
Yeah, pressure is certainly built up here. And Hansa has lost his life first cleanly again. Bit unfortunate. Caught out on an island by himself. Didn't get his choice of 3 things he want to bring with him. Now everything turns over towards Liaz at the ramp room, and he's found the positioning, found the frag, going for more. Will retreat. Knows that they've got advantage. Doesn't need to overstay his welcome. 40 seconds to go, and Encore, they've got a smoke and then a Molotov to try and break in toward the lower ranks of beat. And the rotation's already here for Not Greyhound.
Alistair's already got his buddies back as well. Savage gets 1, but it's going to be Liaz to pick up 3 more for himself. It's just multi-frag after multi-frag for these members of Not Greyhound. 11-1, another economic reset for Encore. At this point in time, it's purely just practice, purely just time in the server.
Back towards pistols for Encore right now. Money, not a problem for Not Greyhound. They don't need to be really changing anything up in terms of positioning. Sure, they can if they want to. Working, so why change it, right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Absolutely nothing they need to change. They're crushing it, and they're making it look nice and easy. You know, certainly not having anyone question their authority. This is one thing that's always said. If you think you're better,
prove it.
Than Not Greyhound. If you think you can take that spot, if you think you deserve that opportunity, beat them. This is a Not Greyhound that went through the open qualifier. And they've beaten all the opponents on the way. Not missing out on anything, really. They had to go through, you know, arguably the harder side of the bracket, right?
Yeah. And you think as well, the open quals were all BO1s, and you flip over towards this double elimination bracket, the only things that have been dropped for Not Greyhound are maps on Vertigo to Encore. That's it.
The fire lit underneath them. You know, a team that, again, has so much weight on their shoulders, and to be able to mentally reset and go in and to be able to literally look like it's a dominant earning here. We've had an exciting competition so far. Moments of brilliance from Rooster, moments of brilliance from DGG, and plenty more ahead. Sicko will be felled. Also ins. His reign has been stopped. And this is finally looking like another opportunity here for Encore. Liaz is going to be absolutely done by that. Molotov, he's up. Hang on. Oh my god, that's certainly caught Sterling off guard a little bit. He will be able to find the frag though, so that's A-okay. And now Alistair's out. Savage is going to punish it, and there it is. Yeah, exactly right. A second T-sided round for Encore, but again, as we mentioned, right, if the pistol is secured here by Not Greyhound, it's basically a closed door. So Encore have given themselves a little bit of room to breathe. If it was a 14-1 position, basically it was done, but they've given themselves a tiny bit more.
Yeah, they need this round. It's the last round and a half. They need a 12-3 at least. You know, if they drop the pistol and then they get the next round after that, they can have a little bit of that lifeboat action. They can have it being thrown over toward them to keep themselves afloat, but certainly is going to be difficult. Little chipper damage out of the HE grenade, courtesy of Sicko. And it's immediately sending Encore back, presumably to get some smokes down for an outer wall. Alistair's there with the AWP once again. He's going to have Vexite in close proximity if he does need the call to arms, but he's taking the onus on himself. He's taking the aggression up to the red box, and he's going to be winning that duel on towards Gratisfaction, a reposition and elevation potentially as well for him to go again. Vexite is creeping through the smoke just behind him, and they're still looking to hold it on down, but Azza, he's heard the info, he's heard the hit of the util, but the target priority is to go down to B.
Alistair has absolutely no business being alive, and he's going to get his toes ripped off there by Savage. Another opportunity for a round to be found by Encore 3. Oh god, it's not much, but it could be enough. Just something. Oh, Azza. Hello, ripping off the head of Liaz. Sterling dropping down. Here we go. This is the most alive that Encore have looked, and it's in the dying seconds of this final half, or the half rather. In's now dropping down in the fire, and Azza's going to stop him. So 4 alive. And the half does end. Encore with 3. 12 for Not Greyhound. And still, again, as we mentioned, the pistol, so important.
Absolutely. You know, it needs to be a great start towards this CT side. It needs to continue. You got to come against the gun rounds that Not Greyhound were looking fantastic on. Not only on, you know, this map yesterday, they didn't really need them. But more importantly, over on Mirage, right? It was the map that they picked out here. It was the thing that we were wondering from Encore. What was the T side looking like from there? It was abysmal. For Not Greyhound, it was gorgeous. And it's going to carry over to here. You know, if they get the pistol, they get the second round. They shut down the first gun round of Encore. That's essentially it, right? So the onus for Encore, the big pressure is going to be on just doing what Not Greyhound did to you, really. Making sure that you bring the spark that we saw over on Vertigo to Nuke right now.
So they are going to take a short break. Rest up, recover. Maybe a quick drink of water, quick trip to the bathroom. As we do wait for the final half of a very, very long day. I can see the stream has just hit 8 hours uptime. And we've basically been live that entire time.
I've been pushing buttons.
Yeah, certainly has been. Trying to just rest my voice at this point in time. I want to be able to say hello to you all at DreamHack next week. Very exciting time for Australian Counter-Strike. 2 Australian teams on stage in front of the big old crowd, which is the first time we've seen that in many, many years. 3 years since IEM Sydney was last among us. But there's not, it's not the same scale, sure, but it's still going to be exciting regardless.
Counter-terrorists win.
Nah, sure. Piss around to come on through now, Mitch. Very important pistol round for Encore. More important for them to get back into this one. Important for Not Greyhound as well to try and close it here. Not afford Encore any chances to get back in towards this game, to get a grasp on what they need to do on this CT side to take victory. To swindle it away from a Not Greyhound who, by all rights, you know, through open qual, through closed qual, have looked very damaging apart from Vertigo. Comes to a very important start right now.
It's time. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to hit towards ins? Sending some utility towards topside. And they're going to be doing the exact same thing again. It is going to be that hit towards the ramp. It would seem there's a couple of members already ready and waiting. And it is going to be Hazza and Sterling to get a couple for their troubles. This is a very, very big round to start. Such an important position to already be found. Bombs drop too, and it is in such a hard to recover position. Where does the rest of the members go? Liaz is looking for something on the line, but I think it's going to be Ali, who is on the underside of the map. But still a long amount of ground to pick up. And hey, look, Dion, you know, all I can say is Encore pick up 4, 5, 6, and all of a sudden, that stranglehold come in.
I'm actually wondering if anyone's heard ORDERaliStair down there. Did he open the doors or did he break the glass in combination with somebody else on the team? Doesn't really matter now because he's revealed himself and he's been taken down after one. Azza to get the closer in the end, and finally a pistol round over towards Encore. It's the start that they needed on this second half. And with no plant over towards Not Greyhound, they don't need to get overzealous. They don't need to force up. They don't, again, you know, need to give Encore a bit of space to play with. Just play the game very smart-like. Play it very conventional. And honest with you, it should be good for him. But for Encore, CT side, bit of a bonus that it is, quote, usually the better side on this map. They'll have that riding behind them.
It's a full eco. And it's 3 consecutive rounds now for Encore. It's a long journey ahead, a long road. Take your biggest pack with you. Be ready.
Oh, you can't do that.
Conditions. Because anything could occur on the way. So a little dink onto Azza. Just a love tap at this point in time. Nothing else really. Only the Glocks. Grat will swing. They get the info. So this should just be a... the huge. Quick round. Done and dusted. 1 tap from Grat. And Inza's got onto Annex Roof. He's also been spotted. Good day. So again, it's really just sort of Encore and Not Greyhound utilizing the time to discuss what the next few rounds will look like.
Yep. Kind of big chillin' in this round. Good for Hazard to finalize the frags here with the MP9. Put up a little bit of extra cash. Gratisfaction, I guess, to not give over this M4 to them. Only 2 of the Glocks in the end. So 5 alive for Encore. Is definitely how they want to close this round. Have a good opportunity going into the next round against the full-on purchase of Not Greyhound, which is going to be awfuless, of course. No money for it if they even wanted to tempt the idea of it. T-side AWPing. Got to be feeling comfortable for that one. No upgrades of these MP9s either from Encore. So with 2 FAMAS, M4A1S, and those MP9s, maybe we have to see a little bit of ambition from them in this round to utilize those lesser weapons. Make sure that they're, you know, pivoting into a situation that they are feeling a lot more confident in getting this comeback. Just as we do have this pause called. Absolutely no idea who for, of course, but we'll just sit pretty with it and sit tight with it.
And there's the unpause. Time to get back. Sterling to bolster out his belt of utility now. As everyone's having their discussions. Again, looking to close here. Not Greyhound. 4 rounds away from making their spot. Taking it again into the minor. Where obviously we did actually see this, both these teams go and represent. It was only the Renegade side at the time to make that qualification to the major. Seven rounds the gap, Komodo. Is it doable?
That's something that we're all in for the long ride of today, Mitch. It's been a bit of a test for Encore, specifically on Inferno against DGG, but they're past that now. This is where pinnacle match is played. 7 rounds is a big number to come in from deficit, but Hazard could start off things nicely, at least in round number 18 if he finds one, but he can't. Cleared out concisely by Ian's Vexite tapping on a Sterling. This is looking gorgeous from Not Greyhound right now. Savage and Gratisfaction. How do you even just contest with the idea of getting back in a 2 versus 5, even with lesser weaponry?
You don't.
It's hard, yeah. You have to save, essentially.
There's no other way about it, but how clean and concise that round was. You know, In's watching straight up onto the boost spot. Was Vexite to keep his eye firmly onto elbow. Comms were clean. Sicko with the lurk, with the flank catching it off. And yeah, it's just a really, really uncomfortable looking save for this side of Encore. So that's a well-needed opening gun round for Not Greyhound. And it is the opening gun round. There will be another purchase from Encore. They've got enough to kind of chop around a few weapons. But if they have that reset, if they have that done, that's basically a 14th, 15th round guaranteed for Not Greyhound. So the pressure is certainly on. And they just want to make sure that they live on with all 5 alive so they can keep that economy fresh. And it is going to be all good.
Yep, that's going to balance out the economy for Not Greyhound as well. Make sure that they've got all the investment for the utility here, which goes a very long way for the terrorist side. And I guess for the flip side of Encore, right? They save over a couple of weapons here into this new round. Sterling gets out the AWP as well, so they're a little bit reinvigorated with the weaponry coming into this new round, but that line that's creeping up behind them that ultimately fells them is getting one step closer, with 13 being found for Not Greyhound. Gratisfaction pushing right down towards Outers. Vexite none the wiser. And he's going to be able to sleuth out here. Maybe could even take Sicko with him, but going to play on the side of caution and just dip out.
Massive reward there. Great opening. Gratisfaction taking matters into his own hands. It's been a little bit quiet so far on this side. Spotting it out. Getting his way back into the warehouse. Just chilling. As the rest of the side of Not Greyhound start to make their way in. Looking outside. Inz is going to get that top site utility down. Try to kind of keep their focus in a certain way. And a cheeky little one-way to come through as well. Az is going to take some chip damage. And Sterling's actually going to start to rip his way away as well. They've spotted it. They've read it. Perfect from Sterling. He's going to be able to get into position to pick up 2 here Only one in Liaz getting in towards the secret position. And now Shaw is on the lurk. He might be able to catch Gratisfaction. And he does connect with the shot. So it's a 2 versus 5 brought back to a 2-on-4. But it is going to be a very, very tough battle here. 30 seconds left. Hazard already repositioning. And I think they just have to end topside here.
Has to end topside or has to be a save call. 20 seconds and the flames being delivered. That almost shifts just into a save call, doesn't it? Hold this weaponry in toward the next round. Go at it again. Savage will be a little bit of a decimator in the end for this one for their attempts to hold on to the weaponry and might be able to close it in and of itself. They do have it, so no weapons carried on over. Some upgrades going to be coming into the possession of Encore. They only dropped 1 round so far on this CT side, which, I mean, you're thinking about how they did lose it as well. They were equipped with the lesser weaponry, right? So if you're equalizing up the weaponry and they're continuing to find these rounds, look, maybe we'll have a game on our hands.
7 rounds is still the separation. Encore will need to double and some. 3 more is all that Not Greyhound need to close this series out. But again, the pressure is always on that T side. And now that the utility is sent over, but they're not going to contest just yet. Inz is going to have to be wary. A lot of utility already expended, but they've still got plenty more where that came from. This time, Gratisfaction playing lower side.
Oh, you can
changing the approach.
They don't know if anyone's been able to sneak down the vent at the moment. So they have to be very cautious that no one's got a very cheeky position on the side of Not Greyhound. Gratisfaction repositions on the lower site. A minute to go. Lots of utility still to be able to work with for Not Greyhound as they set out a couple of these smokes towards outers. That is their intent to at least provide them an avenue if they do want, and it's going to be blocking off Sterling's views, but he can see over these smokes if he wants to. They choose not to. 40 seconds now for Not Greyhound, and this utility starting to go dry. Savage to hold down the A side. He dropped the bomb as well.
Massive. Now he can slot his way straight into the hut here. So much they've got to clear out, and Hazard will be falling to the hands of Liaz, but again, Savage has kept them alive. Now Sterling can join up. Gratisfaction, perfect positioning. Liaz is going to start to burn, and now where do they go from here? Sicko ready, but not quite ready enough. It's going to be on to Liaz. He's going to have to pull off the 4K here. Where does he go? Can he drop down the vents? I think he can. It's going to have to be fast. He's going to have to go quickly, but already Gratisfaction getting into position. Where's he going to go? Is he down? Yes, he is. Okay, he's going to have to get out that door, but I think Grat's ready.
Oh, wait.
Enough time. He's got the plan. Could be enough. Grat, oh, that's an early peek. Just has to stop questioning, get into position as best as possible. He's got one. Oh, Sterling. Going to be able to secure it, but the weakened side of Encore, they're going to have to reinvest very heavily here. But I think it is going to be a round where Not Greyhound are going to have to take an eco going forward. Komodo, this game is far from over, and I think we're all starting to realize it now.
We're seeing a lot more substance from Encore in this map, Conky. We saw more on the T side from them, albeit just a smidge. But the big differentiating factor is that pistol round, right? That was everything for them to get the better weaponry first. They have a knee taken when finally we get a buy-in from Not Greyhound. But now we're really starting to see some cohesion on the CT side for this Encore squad. They have another purchase in to come, right? That's for sure. No AWP. It's okay when you're coming up against the pistols right now for Not Greyhound, but I really want to see Sterling continue his assault with this AWP at the moment because the shots he's hitting are very, very nice. He's contributing quite well towards the success of these rounds for Encore, and we want everybody firing up for them.
Look at this contest outside. Completely slipping through the smoke. That's going to be Gratisfaction. I don't think he's seen, but he's seen now. Does get taken, though, by Sicko. Now that can be an M4 recovered, or maybe not. It's not going to matter. No Kevlar either. Now they're also clearing every single angle. Sicko is still waiting. He might look to drop vents in a little bit. Be able to recover that rifle now. M4 in hand, and they know exactly as to position of him. Liaz slotted. Savage might walk straight into the crosshair. He does. Also another. Az has gone down. This is not the round you want to be losing if you are Not Greyhound. Top site secured. Position gathered. And now it is on to Sterling, who's up in heaven. Liaz has done it. 3K for the big man. What a round from him and Hazard. He's just wondering, where the hell's my team gone? And that very well could be the nail in the coffin here. Actually, no. Sorry. I keep doing that. I've got to stop that. There is cash for Sterling. There is cash for Azza. There might be enough for another good fight, but no, actually, with that being said, the money, they got to force.
I'm going to take
They've
this
got
away
to force,
from you.
okay? They got to force.
It doesn't matter what the money situation, I think, is for Encore right now. The fact that that was only pistols and that's the way that they lose the round is very, very rough. You have to be the diamond in the rough right now for Encore. Somebody has to step up, and it's going to probably look to be Sterling with that AWP or Asla with that A1S, unless these other weapons can do exactly what Knock Greyhound just did to them, because they had some pillowing with Knock Greyhound on 13 rounds, right? Now it means any mistakes, they have to fight for OT. Anything after that is GG, you're done. Game over. And good night. So it has
Certainly been an absolute haul. You've got to give credit for Encore for the amount of stamina that they have shown and to come out strong. You know, it's only good signs for their future as a roster. Close. Very, very close to Savage. Will he be cleared? He absolutely will. Ins continuing his march towards the 30 frags, but they have cancelled for now. Hazard punished. Sterling gets one, but now Azza burning down as well. Where's Sterling going? He's running away. Gratisfaction has been able to drop, but there it is. Sterling with the timing. Now he rinses his way back. Ins has to wrap in, and I think Gratisfaction might get caught. He might get caught. He absolutely will. Now it's all on a Sterling. One hope, one dream, one moment. And the bomb in the hands of Sicko, he is completely parked. Sterling now just has to get into the head of these two remaining members of Not Greyhound. And with an AWP, it's not exactly the weapon you want to do it. Where is Sicko going to go? I think he's going to wrap his way into heaven. Or is he going to go annex? I don't know. Whichever way he goes, it's going to be rough.
It's all going to come down to timing as well. Sicko being split from ins. They're pincering on towards the A site, and Sterling's just looking the wrong way. Timing rolls the favor and the fortunes over towards Not Greyhound, and they find 15. They find Asia Omar qualification point here, and they've got 8 of them to play with.
Now, all they need to do is not throw. That's because that's the only way they're going to lose it right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a force in from Encore. It's just only the pistols. There's going to be no rifles to fight. Everyone's going to have Kevlar. Everyone's going to have 1 or 2 pieces of utility, but that's about it. And they do call for that final pause to just have a discussion. It doesn't even matter who's called for it at this point in time, because we know that Not Greyhound are 1 round away from securing this one. And also, we can probably just quickly use that time to check into some of these scores.
Well, yeah, the other games would have started, wouldn't they?
Yeah. NKT actually picked up the opening map against IHC. That's big. My God, what was
Rare
that?
Adam opening map against Lin Vision.
16 to 11, yeah. Those are the grand finals, of course. We will have our entire event secured. NASA versus JPB, that's obviously going to be the qualifying one as well. So all of it really, really coming down to the wire here.
Yeah, well, look at
Can't wait to see who our roster is going to be.
Look at the scraps that Encore are playing with in this round, unfortunately. Deagles, CZ, 5-7, no real utility. Space control, completely given on up. Third person ins right now. We're playing Fortnite, apparently. And somehow they've actually won the duel. So the lobby crunch has worked out for Encore right now for the opening pick.
Big opening pick onto Savage there. Now, getting a little bit awkward. Hazza has to try and find this fight towards the ramp. Gratisfaction dinked up. Important shot missed there by Hazza. The nades, oh, it's brutal, but Vexite does get taken, but the molly burns down. Poor Hazza. Now have to try and find this Komodo. This is the last-ditch effort for Encore. Sicko finding Sterling. I think this may very well be game unless they can do something insane. Lee has to close, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your victors, your successors, and your representatives once more at the IEM Road to Rio finals, which will be at PAX Australia 2022 in October 7, 8, and 9, where we will see obviously a victor from China, Middle East, Asia, and now Oceania, which is, of course, going to be Not Greyhound. They've done it. And Encore, I got to admit, they put in a bloody good fight.
Yeah, very long day.